guys from ATHLEAN-X.com. A couple weeks back, I showed you a drill that you could do for your shoulder to eliminate the popping and the grinding sensation that you feel in your arm every time you raise it over your head. It was a short-term fix, and we did it with an active muscle solution, basically reprogramming the muscles of the shoulder to reposition the shoulder back where it needs to be to help you to eliminate all those sensations. Now, we can do the same thing with our hip, and we do it in a more passive way. We could do it here with a band and a hip mobility drill. I say mobility, and I say it very much in a reserved way because I get very annoyed by people throwing around mobility drills like they're candy. They're not. They should be used in a very specific way, and they really should be understood if you're going to use them. As a physical therapist, I do feel like I understand them. It's what we do for a living. What you need to do is you need to respect what we call the open pack position of a joint. And what that means is you're placing the joint in the most loose position so that the capsular structures around it are loose and allow you to actually mobilize it. If you perform a joint mobilization out of a closed pack position, you would basically be trying to pull a joint or mobilize a joint within itself that's already all the way tightened up and taut and has no room or play to move. That's not going to get you anywhere. You're just going to be wasting your time. So for the hip, what you want to do is you want to get in the open pack position. So what we do is we put the band up as high as we can into our groin, and we get to the side of the resistance here. Okay, so we're trying to create a lateral distraction. Remember, when we look at the hip, as it sits in the ball and socket, it's not being pulled straight down. That wouldn't give us a distraction. We'd be hitting the bottom part of the acetabulum here. What we want to do is we want to laterally glide it away. That gives us room, and then we can manipulate it and create some space of the capsule. So if we get it here on the side, the next thing we want to do is we want to drop ourselves out and back. So you want to get about 30 degrees out from the midline and 30 degrees into flexion. So you come this way first, so 30 degrees off of the midline. This is the middle. We want to come a little bit out that way, so my knees in this direction. And then we're going to get 30 degrees of flexion. So we're going to drop both knees back this way into about 30 degrees of flexion at the hip. This would be 0 right here, up into about 30. Now we step out to the side. Okay, now we got a nice distraction going on here. As long as I don't just allow it to pull me all the way over, I keep my muscles engaged on the other side, and we just have this nice distraction going on here. Now, why do we want to do this? Well, first of all, just let it kind of ease you into a little bit more capsular mobility of your hip. But more importantly, why do we need more hip mobility? Because when we try to squat, we feel it pinching, or we try to squat and we feel popping. Any type of sensation, discomfort in the hip, maybe your mobility down into a squat, you can't get down deep. A lot of times it's because you have a tightness in the capsule of the hip, or as I said, if you have an impingement inside the hip, that could be causing a little bit of pinching or pain. This will help both of those things. So we get in this position. Now, as we're in with the glide, remember you got to get far enough out that you actually get the distraction going on. From here, now you allow yourself to sit back, sit back, sit back, sit back. Now I'm getting into this deep flexion here of the hips with the distraction of the band. It actually feels really good. I come back up. If I can go a little bit further out, I try to get a little bit further out. Okay, down in here, off to the side a little bit, and I sit back. And I sit back all the way down, and I come back up. Now what you want to do is, when you get down to the part where you feel the restriction, after you do about 10 of those reps, when you get down to the point of restriction, just try to kind of ease your way and bounce into it a little bit. You know, just a little bit of a bounce at the very bottom here. Try to work your way through the bottom 2 or 3 inches, the part where you feel restricted. After you're done with this, bring yourself out, come out, and then retest your flexion. If you're squatting, you'll be able to tell that you can get much deeper into your squat because your hip should be much freer now. Again, it's not a long-term fix. The long-term fix is to try to do this in conjunction with strengthening the muscles around the hip to reposition the hip and hold it where it needs to be forever. But for the short term, you can do this and go squat, and you should feel, again, an instantaneous relief of an impingement or an instantaneous increase in the range of motion that you have down at your hip. I hope you guys found this video helpful. It is about putting the science back in strength because I don't see any other way to do it. And as I said in the beginning, mobility drills just prescribed with every single thing to do everywhere and in any case, in any instance, doesn't make sense to me. There has to be a specific instance and you have to do it in a specific way if you want to do it without wasting your time. If you found this helpful, guys, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. In the meantime, if you're looking for a program that puts the science back into everything we do, not just our mobility, not just the way we treat our hip, but every single workout, every single exercise we choose, then head to ATHLEAN-X.com and get our ATHLEAN-X training program. And, I'll be back here again in just a few days. You leave your requests of what you'd like to see, and I'll do my best to get to them. See ya.